Guys, welcome back to Retirement with Louie. I do these once a week on Sundays, and the challenge has been overcome. I figured out the path to solving our gas situation. As a little recap to the video I did a few weeks ago, we had a dispute with our neighbor who our gas line was running through his property just off to the side of the private road that we share. And long story short, we've decided to terminate our gas service with the gas company, no tears, and go to propane. But since I'm approaching retirement in a few months, that created kind of a problem because we had to pay the expenses of converting to propane. And although we have decided to rent the tank, this is the tank that we are renting, a 500-gallon tank. And here is a picture of it set into its final home. It wasn't obtrusive at all, and we got a nice big tank and a new tank, off-white color, so I think it's fairly attractive. You don't see the ditch here, but we've had to dig a trench all the way to the house, and then the plumber has to install that pipe through the attic and back down to the gas service where it comes into the house. So that whole project, is about, I don't know, about $10,000. The plumber being the majority of the cost to lay the pipe, and then other costs to convert our gas appliances to propane. And in the case of the water heater, it could not be converted, so we have to buy a new water heater. Well, soup to nuts, it'll be about $10,000. Now, I, like many retirees or soon to be retirees, don't have a lot of available cash. I wasn't smart enough to keep a lot of cash out of the 401k. So all the money is tied up in the 401k, and I really didn't want to take a distribution because there are tax consequences. I'm 66, and therefore there's no penalty. But while I'm working, I definitely didn't want to raise my tax bracket for this project. So here's what I am doing to overcome that, and maybe this will help some of you that are still working but approaching retirement. So here is the solution. I'm at the Fidelity website here, and the topic of this is taking money out of your 401k and the pluses and minuses of a withdrawal versus a loan. Now, I have the advantage of still being working and having a 401k, and most of the money that I've put aside over the years, I have taken out and put into a self-directed IRA because I can just get better returns, and I'm very, very conservative. But you can get 5% plus, 5 to 5.5% plus, just investing in short-term bonds, which is what I'm doing right now, while the stock market, theoretically has a blow-off top here. And I don't want to be any part of the stock market right now, given my age, and that we've got enough to retire, and a 5% return fully funds the retirement. So, anyway, most of the money is in a self-directed IRA, but I'm really glad I didn't take it all because within my company's 401k, I am able to do a loan. And here we talk about 401k loans. And the upshot is with a loan against your 401k, you do not have any tax consequences. And you can take up to $50,000 for a personal loan. And in my case, my company gives me 5 years to repay that, or it could be repaid immediately if I want to. But no more than 50% of your savings. So in my case, I'm taking out $10,000 for working capital for this project, and there's no tax consequences. Matter of fact, the money came to my account within about 4 days of establishing the loan. And again, at my company, check your own company, but there were no rules at all. Anybody that wants a personal loan can apparently get it at my company. So that's what I've done. Now, in this case, unlike in the past, and there were some very disadvantageous factors when you took a 401k loan, 10, 20 years ago, like when I bought my house, and needed money for the down payment. Now the rules are such, at least in my company, check your own, that when you pay the interest back, you are paying it back into your account. And although the borrowing rate is 9.5% at my company, that money goes back into your account. So you're basically paying yourself back. And the alternative investments, the fixed account, which I use at the 401k, only pays about 2.5%. So I'm not sad to be giving that up, but I am happy to have this possibility of taking basically tax exempt money out and then paying it back. And in so doing, I'm not raising my tax bracket. And then after I retire next year, I'll be able to, take those distributions and pay the loan back as quickly or as slowly as I want. And a very important concern here is that some companies do require you to pay the money back when you terminate. But in my case, my company, I guess because it's a larger carrier, a larger record keeper, allows you to take that loan into retirement and pay it back even after you've separated from the company. So that is the path that I'm taking. We got plenty of cash now to finish the project, and we could say goodbye to SDG&E. I just want to show you what the gas company is up to, and tell you more about the propane conversions. So when I come back, I'll do that. And here's a quick review of what they're up to in California.
So SDG&E came up with this fixed rate proposal to comply with a new state law requiring utilities to implement income-based billing. So here's how it would work. Your bill is basically made up of two parts: the amount of energy you use and fees. Right now, the amount you pay for those fees is based on how much energy you use each month. Under the new proposal, that would change, and you would pay a flat rate for fees based on your income. Households earning less than $28,000 a year would pay $24 a month. Those coming in between $28,000 to $69,000 would be on the hook for $34 a month. If your income is between $69,000 and $180,000, it'll be $73. And incomes above that will be paying $128 every month. SDG&E says every income bracket except the highest one will pay less each year. You'll still pay for the amount of electricity or natural gas is used. And if you buy your energy from a third-party supplier such as San Diego Community Power, only the SDG&E portion of your bill would be impacted. The third party will still determine your usage rates. Critics of the proposal say it doesn't encourage families to conserve energy and believe those with solar panels will actually see higher bills. Now, the next chance for you to weigh in on the proposal is later this month at a virtual public forum. We got the...
And there you go. That's what they're up to. And who knows where this will end. They're talking about electricity here, but I believe it will apply to gas eventually as well. And they're trying to do this fixed price all year long pricing, which means that you use your gas more in the winter, and then you barely use it for the other 3 seasons. So it's much higher than you think it will be. And if your income is higher, we'll have to take distributions from the 401k that are greater than most, because we still have a mortgage, and I hope you don't if you're going into retirement, but we do because we live in a high real estate cost state. But anyway, SDG&E is not one of my favorite companies. I do think there's a large degree of corruption there, and this is where it starts, and who knows where it will end. And of course, we've always had to subsidize, the low-income folks who get a significant break on their utilities. But it's getting ridiculous, and there are charges and surcharges. But you know, decommissioning charges and wildfire charges, and they just pass everything on to the consumer. So this is another form of, I think, taxation without representation, and I am really happy to be sitting out at least the gas portion of this. The electricity portion of this is concerning because I do have solar panels, and once again, because a lot of people in California have gone to solar, this is their way to claw that money back that they're not making anymore. So if there was a way to double the size of my grid, I would certainly do that and just completely cut the cord. But that's quite an expensive proposition. So anyway, solving the gas part of the problem and getting away from this monolith that is just planning really awful things for the future. And I don't know how the green people reconcile the thought of customers not caring about how much they spend on utilities. This will definitely result in blackouts and other unforeseen consequences. It makes absolutely no sense unless you're just trying to pad your pocket and overcome some of the drops in revenues they've had. But they've been increasing prices rapidly for years now, and it is absolutely out of control. So with the propane solution, they charged us $3.16 to buy 400 for each gallon for a 400-gallon fill on that 500-gallon tank. And I found a local company that is quite reasonable and family owned. And I think over time it is just going to be a way to get away from our overlords here that are trying to basically make everything fair. Of course, fair first means that SDG&E pads its pockets and gives its employees unreasonable benefits and, full retirement plans at crazy young ages, and, high wages and, executive compensation. It is virtually unregulated. But we'll be at least out of that paradigm for our gas consumption, and we'll pay for what we use. And having the bigger tank, I think, will be an advantage because rather than buying twice a year, which many people do, I'll be able to buy once a year when there's a dip in prices, possibly in the summer when nobody's filling their propane tanks. So I think that will, if I watch the price of propane, I think that will pay off as well. So there is what's going on with my project and the solution to that, and then a way to get away from these people in California that are just up to no good. I've still got to figure out the electricity and the water, issues. Water is becoming a really expensive commodity, and you guys know about electricity, how expensive that is. And, whenever they talk about rates, they talk about the base rate, which nobody uses if you are in an average American household. You're using, the second tier, the third tier rates. So, that's what's happening for the middle class consumer. Just rising rates and crazy, crazy prices, such that if you thought you were protected, maybe you have your house paid off. And in California, you have Prop 13 protection, thank God, on property taxes. But utilities are the new form of taxation, and they will go as far as they need to go to pull this off. I'll keep you updated what happens next, but we'll have the propane rocking here in the next couple of weeks. We'll call SDG&E and abandon that gas line, and just stick a needle right in their eye, because I don't want any part of what they're up to. These are the guys that caused the wildfires in California as a result of not maintaining their transformers in the backcountry. These are the same guys that mismanaged the San Onofre nuclear plant, such that it had to shut down and put our city in darkness for a couple of days. And now we are paying the decommissioning cost. It is really corrupt at the highest levels. So I'm very happy to have moved through this project and grabbed the money that I needed in a way that didn't have any adverse tax consequences. Okay, that's my update, and maybe there's something in here that benefits you. If you didn't know about the 401k loan thing, check that out. Not a bad way to equalize your your taxable income into retirement. And I do have a Roth, both self-directed and within the company, but I really want to let that percolate and grow. And so I didn't want to take money out of the Roth. I did that a year or two ago when I helped my daughter buy a house. So, but this is another way to go at it, and let me know what you think and whether this might be useful to you in some way. But that is what's going on with me. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and share it to other people that might want to know about this. And if you have thoughts about California, go ahead and post them below. I can't imagine where this is headed. It is not, it's like when income taxes started and it was 1%. Well, here they take away all accountability. They put you on a flat rate. And as people use more and more, because of the foolish lack of accountability in energy uses, they're just going to be raising these rates to the sky, and you won't be able to tell, how badly you're getting taken. But what are your thoughts? Okay, guys, Louie out, and I'm back every day of the week where I do silver and gold videos. So, but on Sundays I do this retirement segment. Hope you enjoyed this, and I will see you next week.